let us return to the events in the Western Khaganate. Sogdian merchants actively sold Chinese silk to the Sassanid Empire. However, the leading buyer of silk remained Byzantium, which, despite the development of its silk production, had unlimited needs to import Chinese silk. During the Second Perso-Turkic War in 616, a coalition of Western Turks and remnants of the Hephthalites mounted an unsuccessful campaign against the Sassanid Empire. The allied forces reached the province of Isfahan but were forced to retreat under the pressure of a well-organized Sassanid counteroffensive. From 625, the territory from Tokaristan, also known as Bactria, previously in the sphere of the Khaganate influence, was captured by the Western Turks, who formed the protectorate ruled by the Western Turkic viceroy, the Tokaristan Yabg. Thus, the Sassanid Empire had a vast northeast territory bordering the hostile Western Khaganate. However, two unsuccessful military campaigns during the First and Second Persian-Turkic Wars and the Sogdian merchants' trade interests, who were Western Turks' allies who actively traded with the Sassanids, forced Khagan Yabgu to abandon military campaigns directed against the Sassanids from the northeast. The economic importance of the silk trade motivated Khagan Yabgu to seek routes that bypassed the Sassanid Empire. His vision included establishing a northern route to Byzantium from Sogdia, circumventing the Caspian Sea and crossing the Caucasus. At this time, the steppes of southeastern Europe, including those at the northern end of the Caspian Sea, were under the rule of the Western Khaganate. In Ciscaucasia, the Western Khaganate had protectorates over Turkic tribal groups such as the Khazars and Bulgars. The Khazars were the main allies of the Western Turks in the Caspian steppes. They were Nushubai supporters. Byzantine sources considered the names of the Western Turks and the Khazars synonyms. The Bulgars were Duolo supporters and guarded the western border against the Avars. In 610, in Constantinople, the talented military leader and diplomat Heraclius became the emperor of Byzantium. He received power over the state, which was a critical situation. Its European provinces were constantly attacked by the Avars, who were allies of the Sassanids. In 621, the Sassanids captured Egypt, resulting in Constantinople not receiving Egyptian wheat. In 626, the allied armies of the Sassanids, Avars, and Slavs laid siege to Constantinople, which ended in a victory for the Byzantines. However, this victory did not eliminate Byzantium's political isolation in southeastern Europe and Asia. Heraclius could not rely on the Christian Armenian rulers of Transcaucasia since they were branded as heretics by the Orthodox Church, and even the king of Iberia preferred to befriend the religiously tolerant Persians. Against this dark background, Heraclius found a natural ally in Tongyabg. In 626, Heraclius allied with the Western Khaganate. In early 627, the Göktürks and their Khazar allies captured the Derbent fortress, which controlled the road to Transcaucasia between the Caucasus Mountains and the Caspian Sea. The fortress had the only gate into the Kingdom of Caucasian Albania, modern-day Azerbaijan, through which the Allied army entered the country. The next target of the Turkic-Byzantine offensive was the Iberian kingdom, whose ruler, Stefan, was a tributary of Khosrow II. In 627, an allied Byzantine Turkish army began the siege of Tbilisi, during which the Byzantines used trebuchets to break through the fortified walls. The siege dragged on without much progress, interrupted by frequent sorties from the besieged. After 2 months, the Khazars retreated to the steppe, promising to return in the autumn. Tongyabg left his son or nephew, Boerishad, at the head of the remaining 40,000 who were to assist Heraclius during the siege. Soon, the army of Boerishad also left, leaving the Byzantines to continue the siege alone. In mid-September 627, Heraclius moved south to secure his base on the upper Tigris. On the 12th of December, he defeated the Sassanids at the Battle of Nineveh and advanced on Ctesiphon. Before the Byzantines reached the capital, Khosrow II was assassinated by his son Kavad. In April 628, Kavad made a truce with Heraclius. In the winter of 628, Khagan Tongyabg attacked Tbilisi again and captured the city, which was plundered, and many inhabitants were killed. After capturing Tbilisi, Khagan left his son or nephew Boerishad to annex the Kingdom of Caucasian Albania, and he himself returned to his headquarters. The Kingdom of Caucasian Albania brought submission and tribute to Boerishad. In April 630, Boerishad decided to expand his control over Transcaucasia and sent his general Chorpan-Tarkhan with only 30,000 cavalry to invade Sasanian Armenia. Using a typical nomadic ploy, Chorpan-Tarkhan ambushed and destroyed a Persian force of 10,000 sent to repel the invasion.